Hello, my name is Jose Martinez, and I'm the program coordinator for Gameheads.
Hello, my name is Soram Mercado, and I am the broadcaster from Gameheads.
Yeah. I want to start off by thanking Latinx and Gaming for their support and doing the work they're doing is truly inspiring.
No, seriously, thank you for all of your support. But real quick, Jose, for the audience, what is Gameheads?
Gameheads is a tech training program that uses video game development and design to train young people for the gaming industry and the tech industry as well.
Yeah, and the way it works is that we teach students the fundamentals of video game design, development, coding, art, narrative design, and everything in between. Then they formulate their own teams of 5 to 7, and they work on a video game project. They're paired up with a mentor from the professional industry as long as they're working on their video game. And over time, they're offered scholarships, internships, academic opportunities, as well as access to industry events and a lot more.
We are an award-winning program that has strong connections with the gaming industry, but we are always in need of connections and mentors.
Recently, due to the precautions against the pandemic, we formulated a Gameheads Live program for everyone, even if you are not located in the Bay Area. Through this, our students have been able to e-meet and learn from video game development studios.
Today we will be highlighting a couple of Gameheads games that were created around the Latinx experience with teams' unique style, and we hope you enjoy it.
In addition, throughout the stream, you will see more information about Gameheads and what we do.
Yeah. So be sure to follow us at We Are Gameheads on social media to know more about what we're doing and what we're up to. And thank you for watching.
Adios. Take care.
Bye.
My name is Chun. I'm the narrative designer for Team Quarantine.
I'm Daniel Ladrano. I am the game designer for Team Quarantine, and also Confined Indoors, the product.
All right, cool. So, tell me I know like the opening scene is a little different. Can you talk about that once it comes up?
Opening scene. Yeah. So the game is about you play as an undeclared college student. Your goal is to kind of like balance on maintaining mental health and your studies and like hygiene, while also solving like ethical dilemmas that pop up every couple days, and try to just balance out your life, because you just notice that ever since you entered quarantine, you're losing your connection to your family and friends. You're kind of like slacking off. You're sleeping more, not waking up on time, stuff like that.
I see. All right. And so, like, kind of like a balance of what exactly? You said working.
Social life, school, and hygiene.
Yeah. So the game starts off with you taking a test, which scales off of your knowledge, the difficulty of it. We had several tests, but for the sake of this build, we have this placeholder one. But we will get into how it is balanced and designed in a second. But continue off with this dialogue that's happening, Sean.
Yeah. So I drew a lot of inspiration from my own personal life when developing this game. I noticed for myself that I wasn't doing so well at school. I was slacking off a lot. I was staying up like till like 3 a.m. in the morning, spending time with my girlfriend, and not spending as much time with my family and my friends. I rarely get outside of my room, and only for like lunch and dinner and stuff like that. So I wanted to make this game as a kind of like a reminder to myself that I need to be spending time with my family, with my friends, and complete those moral obligations and responsibilities that I have for myself.
Okay, cool. And can you talk about the balance between having too much knowledge, having too much stress, vice versa?
Sure. But before we get into that, you want to describe a bit of this dilemma that's happening?
Oh yeah. So right now we're encountering a dilemma. Micah, your roommate, is trying to ask you to be like, hey, can you help me out with cheating on this test? And you're like, oh, well, should I do that or should I not do that? If I help him, would my relationship with him increase? Would what are the consequences to each of these choices that you make? And we wanted to make that a primary focus on, like, one of the primary game mechanics of this game. Yeah.
Nice. So would you have cheated?
Uh,
Just laughs.
Depends. But tying back to what you asked about design and mechanics, so every dilemma also ties into the core mechanics, which you can see, which is the knowledge, stress, and hygiene. In order to actually, achieve the main goal of the game, you need to be able to pass all of your tests, or the majority of them, which requires you to know all the required stuff per week. So every week you need to have enough stuff covered, or your weekly knowledge, in order to actually be able to do the test. The test actually becomes harder the less you know, which means that your grades become substantially worse. But studying too much will start raising your stress, which means that you could do less things per day. So it's about trying to manage how much you're working versus how much you're stressing yourself. And then behind all that, there's also just your overall health and hygiene. Without your own well-being, you actually can't do much or even function outside of that. So if you're stressed, have really bad hygiene, then it just becomes hard to even study in the first place, even though you're spending all of your time doing that. So it's about trying to find, again, the balance and as a student on how to manage your own life and become like someone who's able to do something, especially now that everyone's like confined and everyone just has to do everything inside, and it's just harder to do things.
Nice. You said this game was called Confined in Dorms.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a pun? That's a pun for because they're college students, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I just got this and I've talked to you like multiple times. Dope. What happens when you have too much hygiene? Do you like get a girlfriend or something, or what happens?
I mean, that was one of the many things that we wanted to add to the game, which was a focus on developing relationships with your roommate and other people, like friends online and stuff like that. Due to time constraints, we weren't able to add in all of the functionality that we wanted. But as we continue to develop this game, I think that might be a thing.
Very cool. No, I mean, I think it's dope. I mean, the whole concept is, very relatable. What did you want your player to get out of playing this video game? Like self-reflection, or?
Yeah, it's about this like idea of what do you sacrifice to make the best out of your situation, right? Of trying to make sure that you live the life that you want to live. For myself, I struggle with the idea of developing this voice inside me that like tells me like, okay, it's not a day off, but rather it's a day on for me to like really focus and push the pedal to the metal, right? To work really hard. That voice needs to be developed in everyone, especially during these times, so that way it's not like this 1 year has been entirely wasted, but it was 1 year that you're preparing for the next step.
No, very cute.
So right here, I actually have a pretty decent amount of weekly knowledge, which means that this test right here actually becomes substantially easier. Like the required amount that you need is different, the speed of it's different, so it signifies that the more you're able to study and manage yourself, the test just becomes that much easier. Therefore, it's easier to do stuff. But now that the test is over, everything I know doesn't really transfer to the next week. So now I just have less hygiene and more stress than I did at the start of the week. So it's about knowing how not to like dip too far in without, straining the player too much.
That's dope. It sounds like there was there's a lot of balancing and X plus Y equals Z or something like that. What how did you guys like prototype this?
So there was a series of prototypes. It's just knowing how many stats is too much, and then realizing how we want everything to come together, and a bunch of cut out pieces of paper, and figuring out if this is too much, even without having to worry about the cards. It's like, should there be currency? Should there be a heavy active relationship system happening at all times as checking? But it's about figuring out what was like the most basic core loop that felt great, and then trying to build upon that, which is how we narrowed it down to only 3 stats in like a stat management game rather than a whole bunch of them or like a dozen of them.
Okay, nice. You seem like you had a lot of fun building this game.
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite what was your favorite piece?
You can go first.
Okay. For me, I think it was really fun working closely with Daniel and Izzy. Since I was since I was a narrative designer, I worked very closely with Daniel in order to make sure that the emotions are clearly reflected in the game mechanics that we're doing. One of the things were like, I wanted to have it so that the cat was a crucial part of the game, and so like when you adopt the cat, what does the cat do in the game, and if you decide to kick out the cat, what kind of consequences do you receive? So I really wanted to like make those emotions that are key to this, like key to the narrative, reflective in the stat balancing as well. And when I was working with Izzy, which is our sound designer, I got to really closely work with the voice actors and kind of like develop lines for them, which was probably like the best part, because we never really made a game before that had voice acting for every character.
All right. Well, dope. Anything else y'all want to say? What's your Twitter, real quick?
Mine's at Chun T Chan.
Damadrano 500, but you could find us in Dorm's Twitter as well.
All right, dope. My Twitter is Zorm510, in case you were asking. And yeah, thank y'all, and hope you enjoy the rest of the stream.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Yo, Camino. Wow, let's take a look at this title screen. This right here it's a beauty. It really is. Introduce yourselves. What's your role in the team, and yeah, what you be doing? Starting with.
I'll go first.
Yeah. Go.
I'm Marisa. I'm narrative designer and second artist, and character artist to this game.
Hi y'all, I'm Camila. I am one of the artists on our team, and I did like a lot of like the assets and like background art on our game.
I'm project manager and game designer.
All right, nice. What does Camino mean before we get started?
Camino, it kind of derived from a term that means path or avatar of the Orishas, and it's where like when Santos during initiation receive the Orisha blessing and such, like they learn the path of which Orishas take in life, and they kind of and spiritually like walk beside them.
Nice. All right, well, let's get started. Camila, remind me of your role again in the game.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, so like I'm one of the artists on our team, so like I did a lot of like background work, and like I also helped a little bit out on the animations, as well as like doing some of the assets for our game.
Nice. Can you talk about a bit about the story, Bae, about what this comic strip is teaching us?
That's good. So Toy is coming back from another hard day of labor in the sugarcane fields and is finding that their mother is being sold off to a different plantation. So at the last minute, they're reaching out to grab their mom's hand, but only manage to grab their cowrie shell bracelet, which then breaks, leaving a trail of cowrie shells behind them. So our main character, Toye, ends up following this trail of cowrie shells using just this mocha that they have, the cowrie shells that are now blessed with the powers of the gods, and their own wits.
Nice, very cool. How did you guys decide to make a video game of such, emphasizing Afro-Cuban culture?
I think. Oh, should I go?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
do you
go
want
for
to
it,
go?
Marissa.
Come on.
Okay. Honestly, when it came to like the week of pitching ideas, I think I pitched this narrative a little bit too well, which they all seemingly really wanted to get on board with. And this was like, ooh, this is like a story that I've carried around ever since joining the program and finally gotten around to doing it.
Dope. Must feel good. I mean, that's always a good feeling when people actually, motivate and support your pitch. Um, Camila, you said you were the animator. What was your favorite animation for this game?
So I worked a lot on like the rough animations. Like I kind of planned out like what I wanted like the characters to look, and Mari did like a lot of like the final animations. So like my favorite one was like when I think you might see it soon when our Spaniard he gets electrocuted and he looks like a Tom and Jerry character.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I think this game is dope. I mean, like you guys, like all of you were able to depict the story of someone's Afro-Cuban. And Afro-Latinx is extremely underlooked in our society, and I think it's ridiculous, and I think that's why this game is important. Yeah, Bae, can you talk about why, your experience, being non-Latin about making this game?
You mean sort of being one of the odd ones out, I suppose?
I mean, being
Yeah, I
a
guess.
strong ally is what I mean.
Yeah, it was really fun. Love my team so much. I want to say, I think it was just a really great time deferring to just Marissa's like anthropology background and her being our primary source for this game. So I think it was really lovely to just kind of think around the design challenges that came with this game and then leave all the rich narrative storytelling to Marissa and like Camilla through her art, Brittany through her sound, and then Rebecca bringing all the programming in to like really make this pop.
Nice, nice. You spoke about primary resources. Can you elaborate on that, Marissa?
I mean, primary resources is just a really fancy way of saying like stuff I grew up with or have been exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
a lot of this comes from like my dad, and a lot of like the African diaspora that we've still held on to in the family, of practicing, Yoruba and Santeria and just having that Afro kind of legacy still within the family.
nice, 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 nice. And what did your parents say about this game?
My mom, who really doesn't play video games, she was just like, "Oh, that looks really pretty." It's pretty much what she had to say about it. But my dad was very, very excited about this because there are no games really, or at least none that I've seen it in this way, about, Cubano culture or Yoruba stuff, because really not there. But he absolutely loves anything like all the sounds in it because he's, rumbero,
All right, very cool. I appreciate your efforts. Is there anything else y'all want to say? What's your Twitter?
You can find us at Team Bruja Bros on Twitter.
And you can
give us a follow. I think.
Oh, sorry.
Don't everybody speak at once.
Sorry.
There's lag. Go for it.
My Twitter handle is Rojo Draws, and you can just find like more concept art there.
I have a little bit of art on there, not too much, but my Twitter ad is Camila Garfra at Twitter. Yeah.
All right, dope. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you appreciate the rest of the stream, even though there's not much left. But yeah, thank you for this. I love it. The playthrough.
Thank you.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right, Fallen Monuments. Click to start. Dario, you're a solo developer, right?
Yeah, working solo this year.
No, I'm solo. Do you plan on working solo in the future?
Yeah, I definitely like solo work, but I also want to like branch out and also work with teams more to get that kind of team experience. I feel like that's very beneficial.
All right, cool. Feel free to press start. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so here we have the tutorial. Like the 3 main actions in this game are like moving the statues to museums, keeping them or destroying them. And so one thing, like through my playtesting, people weren't sure like what this entailed. Like when you keep a statue, do you just walk past it, or do you actually like, like do something like press a button or something? So you actually do press a button to keep the statues. So that's something I want to like explain to people like in the tutorial, just so they know what their options are. And a similar thing happened with like moving statues.
All right.
And so yeah, now that the tutorial's done, this is kind of like the main thing going on, where you have like the statues and their stories.
Robert E. Lee, Commander of the Confederacy. So this is where you'd be making a decision.
Yeah. So like for Robert E. Lee, for example, I'll like destroy the statue.
Break it.
And then like yeah, based on what you do. Right now there weren't many enemies around at the beginning. It gets a little harder as you go on.
Okay.
But like yeah, based on what you do. So like this guy, like he was a colonel for the Confederacy. He did start this like historical society, which is a good source of research. But like in his life, he wasn't that good. So like if I destroy this one too, you'll see that these counter protesters in like the red MAGA hats. I mean, they should come and attack me, but I guess there's a percentage, so they're not. Yeah, there they go.
There you go. Wow, look at you, predicting your own code. Nice little animations. That's funny how the hats drop. That's cute. That's cool.
Yeah, like this guy. What were you saying?
How much experience did you have with art before this game?
Oh, with art? So initially, I was kind of like focused on art. I wasn't that interested in coding, right? And so like I've been doing art for quite a while, just like pen and paper. And then more recently tried out digital art. And then I actually got into video games as a way to kind of like bring your art to life, And then like through doing this, I kind of learned about coding and stuff. And like I kind of surprised myself. Like at first I just wanted to make the games. I didn't really care about like the finer like technical side of coding. I just wanted to like know what I needed to know to get it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then like kind of like halfway through, I kind of started looking at the more kind of like behind the scenes stuff. And I kind of became more interested in like the pure coding side of things and like having like nice code, as they say. Which kind of surprised myself a little bit. Like, I didn't see myself enjoying coding, like, months ago.
No, yeah. That's dope. I mean, I think you're very cool. I mean, I'm a fan of the art. Very bold game, and then you're doing it all by yourself. I mean, what else do you need in a game developer? That's dope. Do you recommend for people to develop solo?
Yes, that's definitely a double-edged sword. Like the con, of course, is that you're working all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But one benefit that I kind of like about it is that like if you're tired of one thing, like if you're tired of coding, then you can move on to art, right? Or you could get free assets. But one thing that helped me kind of stay productive at the beginning was like I'd code for a while, right? And then if I got tired of coding, I could move on to art and like do that stuff. So yeah, I feel like that kind of helped keep my brain fresh in a way almost. So I could jump from like coding to art to like level design to planning. So yeah, that was kind of interesting.
That's good. Being productive and procrastinating at the same time. Interesting. Dope. So this one is George Washington, the United States first president. Oh, and he's gone.
Yep. And then
sorry, go for it.
And the end, I kind of like tried to introduce more kind of like interesting decisions for the statues. So like, we'll kind of see like some of these like other ones, like it's just kind of like Robert E. Lee. Of course, you're gonna want to destroy his statue, but like other ones, I feel like it's less black and white, and this is kind of like an example of that.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Do the shadows? Do they? I think I've seen them attack you before. Was I just delusional or?
Yeah. So these are the protesters and stuff, right? And so they'll attack you if you choose to like keep like a statue of Robert E. Lee or something. So like I've been destroying the statue, so they're happy with me at the moment. But like, yeah, if I like keep one, they'll get mad at me. If you move the statue, then you can have both sides are mad at you because like, hey, I wanted you to destroy the statue. I wanted you to keep the statue. So this is a pretty like controversial statue. I think like some counter protesters and protesters might want to destroy it for different reasons and stuff. It's like this one, if I move it to museum, you might see there's like a mixed response. Like some protesters wanted me to destroy it, other counter protesters wanted me to like, I don't know, do whatever with it. So yeah.
That's dope. Do they have like similar stats, different attacks? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, so the protesters are kind of like slower with the more heavy attack. So like if you see like the health in the top right, the counter protesters do like 3 quick attacks for 5 damage each, and like the protesters do like 1 big attack for 20 damage.
Oh, okay, interesting. And I like how like they don't disappear; they chase you from like previous statues, so you got both of them attacking you. Very
Yeah.
problematic, sir. You are cheating. You are at -10 health. What's going on? Nah, I'd be like that. You still have what future plans do you have for this game?
So for plans, I'll probably be uploading onto itch after the showcase, and I'll probably like link that on my Twitter or something. DaddyOQ Games. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
And then other than that, I might do like a couple of updates here and there, but I don't know, the kind of like a bad thing. Well, it's not necessarily bad, but kind of like as I continue like working on this game in like the later stages of development, I kind of got a little more sloppy with my code and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like harder to make big changes now, just because of like the stuff I've done in the past. But I might take time to like clean up the code a bit, so I can maybe like add like more statues, maybe like an endless game mode. It's something I kind of had planned in the beginning, but I kind of like switched to the more like unique statues that we see now. So yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. And you plan on putting a price on this game? I mean, I think I'd pay for it.
Price? I haven't really thought about it that much. I'm thinking of just putting it up for like free, really. Just cause like I don't know. I just want like I feel like I didn't really make this game in mind for it to be sold. So like I'd rather just like let people experience it if they want to, and not kind of be turned away because of the price. Like I'd rather, if you want to play, you can play it, rather than like, the other way around.
No,
But yeah, I'll definitely put donations open on the itch page if you wanna,
toss some coin. No, yeah, I mean
Uh-huh.
that's good. That's how you become a professional. That's how you work from your passion, and then eventually the money comes when you become a professional, passionate individual. And yeah, cool. Is there anything else you want to say before I move on to the next conversation?
No, I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, bye, dude.
All right, see ya.
All right, just kidding. Leave me alone, y'all. It's an accident. All right, so Stratum. Stratum is a dope game. It's about capoeira, and what is capoeira?
Capoeira is a Brazilian martial art. It's rooted in a lot of resilience and defiance. It was created by the slaves as a disguise, kind of, for a fight. It's a deadly fighting. It's a deadly combat method, but it looks like a dance. So the slaves were able to make it look like a tradition from their homeland, but truly it was a lethal fighting.
That is crazy. I think that is dope. Dancing and fighting at the same time. Feel free to hit play, Yax. I forgot to ask you to introduce yourselves. What role of the game did y'all take?
So I guess I'll start. I'm Shay. I was the game designer and programmer on Team We on X Games mode.
I'm Casey Ramos. I was the narrative designer on Team We on X Games mode.
I'm Channing. I was the artist and the PM for the team.
My name's Tiffany. I was the animator for our main character.
All right, very cool. It sounds like y'all had a lot of teams. I heard two artists. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
We actually have 3 on the team, but just today we have 2 present.
You have 3 artists. You know there was a team that had 0. Civil Matters had 0 artists. Wow. Not my problem. So I mean, talk about why you guys chose to use like black, white, and gray scheme.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can answer that. Well, really, it started off as me being lazy. I was like, I don't want to worry about like the hues. I just wanted to focus on the values. So black and white is kind of like a great cheat, you know. But it ended up being a great palette for the nightmare scene to kind of really draw the players into the scene and like emphasize the assets that the players can interact with. Yeah, but later in the different scenes, we also were able to use color to like tell a bit of our stories, like visually. So
Very dope, very dope. Yeah, the stream can't see me, but it doesn't matter because this is after party, and it's all about the developers. Talk to me about managing this project. It seems like y'all got a lot of assets, a lot of code, different mechanics. So how did that go when managing the project?
in the beginning, I actually started off with Notion, which is a space or platform that I got introduced to and during the spring semester. But then later we kind of transitioned back to Google Drive, and we mainly use Discord to communicate. But we refer back to the sprint that's in Notion. Yeah, it was a really interesting summer because everything was online. Definitely, it was very difficult having to find people in different chat rooms, but we kind of pulled through.
Nice. Can you, Shay, since Yax is playing the game, can
Yax died.
That's hilarious. Yax is the programmer and he died. What's going on? Oh, he's not dead?
Hold on now.
Oh, what? Word?
Hold a second.
Yeah, cutscenes up in here.
Oh, wow, this is a very turn of events. Oh, that's crazy. Nice cutscene. So which one of you animators did that?
That was Shay.
Actually, yeah, I did some video editing for this part of it. We needed like how did you put it, Casey? Like a narrative vehicle to transition from that swarm scene to the next level that Jax is playing here. Yeah.
Nice. So what I saw like a mechanic where there's a circle. When that pops up again, can you talk about it? Shay or Yax, either one.
Sure. Which ability is that? The betting bow one?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, as we wait for that, what is the storyline with this game? What's the journey?
Well, we're following Shadri through her journey on her way through a tournament that is supposed to be her ticket out. It's her way. Oh, sorry. This is her one chance to leave the slums of Scenaria and prove herself to the government and join her grandmother in the higher ups of this magical dystopia. This is her one chance. So this tournament is a huge deal to her, and you'll see it's a pretty extensive tournament level. And we follow her all the way through the end, which you should get to because it's a very special ending to the story.
That's what I'm talking about. What is that?
Oh, yeah. So that's the betting bow ability. We wanted to kind of have this authentic capoeira feel to it, and that's one of the like instruments that's used a lot when they do those like dance fighting circles. Sorry if I don't know all the terms for this, but we also wanted to infuse kind of like a rhythm element to our combat, and that was one of the ways that we tried to address that, was through that ability.
So does it make you stronger, faster?
Yeah, so it's supposed to like affect enemies within a certain range and stun them momentarily, and then every time you hit on beat, it powers you up a little bit.
Nice. That's dope. That's hella dope. How did you... Sorry, go for it, Yax.
I was just gonna say, I will also admit I am taking damage, and I am also losing a life or two here on purpose, just so I can show off some of the animations that we put a lot of work into, actually.
Oh, okay, so you're just not bad. So it's not that you're just bad at the game?
No, it's not that I'm just bad at the game.
You want to show off the art,
no.
Okay.
You know, I've play tested this too many times, Oren.
Oh, too many times? Okay, my bad. Okay.
Let's restart.
Thank you so much, Yax, for dying. Shit.
Yeah, I think it was important to showcase.
Mixtra Daddy. What the heck? What was I gonna say? Capoeira. Yes, how did you guys decide to use capoeira as like a mechanic or revolve it around the game?
I can answer this question. Yeah. So in the beginning, like our iteration process was like start off with a question and then a verb, and then our question was like, how do we encourage players to kind of like try to challenge the systems and structures that we live in with tools that's not from the system itself. And we're also really inspired by the question or the quote that Audre Lorde, which is like, for the master's tool will never dismantle the master's house. It may allow us to temporarily beat him at his own game, but they will never enable us to bring about genuine change. So like Casey mentioned earlier, capoeira is actually rooted in defiance, and we really felt like this martial arts can like embody the message that we're trying to send. So that's why.
That's dope. I know a lot of the students like study games when they're pursuing a concept. Were there any games out there that use capoeira or anything like that?
That's funny. Earlier we were talking about Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers? How is that incorporated?
So if I may jump in, I think that kind of came up because there isn't a lot of capoeira like representation in games or mainstream media. Bob's Burgers is just one of those examples of like how it's kind of humorously portrayed. And yeah, we just wanted a game that was, I don't know, that highlighted something different, but also stayed true to the theme of what we were trying to, I guess, address with our game theme. Oh.
Bye, Tiffany.
Also, I just wanted to say at this point, because we are on a time constraint, I just kind of wanted to move on to the next scene,
Okay.
so we can show off as much as possible here.
Nice. Show off as much as possible. I like it. Put the hotkey. Skip.
Did hold on.
Welcome back, Tiffany.
Hello.
You're one of the animators. What was your role with the animations?
So my role was animating our main character, Chaudry. So I guess this year compared to last year, I definitely did a lot more dynamic animation. Because last year I used more of the translation tool rather than like actually drawing frames. So this year was pretty different for me. So I guess I got a lot of experience on like how to animate and like how to work with timing for the main character.
All right, dope. No, I mean the animation looks great, like smooth and capoeirista. I think it's solid. It's a good job.
Thank you so much.
These comic strips looking spicy. I really like the fact that y'all decided to use a spectrum between white and black for a lot of your game.
Thank you.
Like at least like 49 shades of gray or something like that. So I had no where you get your grandpa. Oh yeah. How many more of these slides do we got?
Just a couple. These are just basically they function as comic panels that were illustrated by Channing.
Oh, nice work, Channing.
Thank you.
How long did you guys have to develop this game?
About like 10 weeks, right?
Yeah, something like that. 11 maybe.
Yeah, I think around 10.
What is time
Yeah, we
at this
formed our
point?
team on June 13th, I believe.
She remembers
That's the PM for you. She knows the exact date.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's not PM. Okay.
Right.
You said stratum. What does stratum mean?
So stratum actually refers to like the levels or the classes in which people are assigned based on race, class, or income level. So we decided to use this name because this society is stratified, and Chaudry is on the lowest rungs of the society. She's in the subspirited category, and she's trying to climb her way up. But we realized by the end, if you saw the comic, it's not that easy. I'll leave it at that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys, last question. Are you guys gonna finish this off? Are we gonna see it on Itch.io or somewhere, or what?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be on the
There's so
channel.
much polishing to do.
How much?
We're so excited
How much you want me to
to
drop
get it.
for it?
How much you got?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
What's your
we're taking the early access model and going $60. No.
I wanted enough to be able to afford that nice background light you got going on. So
Listen, I heard you talking about Hawaiian food earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, that's for me because I'm hungry. So yeah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. See you around and enjoy the rest of the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
thanks
much.
for having us.
Thank you, Joam.
All right, how you guys doing today?
We're doing pretty good. The showcase
About
is almost, getting
All right. Don't everybody talk at once. Rogelio, what you think of the showcase today, Rogelio?
It was dope. I mean, along with being able to see the student games, I actually haven't seen a lot of the updated versions of it, so it was really dope. And I also got to hear some of the interviews of the mentors, so that was really good.
All right. What about you, Jane Wang?
I think the vibe into the music, and getting to, learn about the mentors and their experiences was pretty dope.
Devin, what's up, bro?
I thought it was, just flat out amazing, like usual. Like, just keeps getting better. Games, everything, just yeah.
Yeah, feel free to press play whenever you want. And before we get started, I want to say thank y'all for taking the bold initiative to make a game of such. I think it's dope. I've been to a couple of these protesting, and I think you guys did a great job, like manifesting the vibes. So talk about how did the ideation concept come up with the game? Like, where did the idea start from?
So starting off with the idea of the game, originally we started off with we were inspired by a class that Damon Packwood taught, which was a class called New Vibes, and which was about how to take culture and how to combine it into video games. However, the issue was that when the whole police brutality started going down, we had to make a difficult decision of either talking about culture or talking about a more modern issue. So we kind of went that route.
Nice. And how big is your team?
Our team is about 4 people, but because we have Jose on and off as an artist, technically it's 5.
You guys didn't have an artist?
Yeah, originally we did not have an artist. It was very difficult.
I could imagine. I could definitely imagine that. So John Wayne, are you playing the game right now?
Yeah, I am.
You said you were the programmer, right? Or
I'm the level designer, and I was programming on the other half.
Okay, how do you design a level like this? Like it seems like it's a free world, but question mark?
So this was my first time doing a top-down level. So I started with where you want to begin and where you want to end. So I knew that I wanted to start at the back of a protest, and then I wanted the player to lead up to the middle, the intersection of the roads. So I built my level around that and sort of built the crowds and the protesters in a way that will allow the narrative to build dialogue for NPCs, so they can get a sense of world building and the environment around them, and also get a main quest line where they have to talk to certain people to unlock the final interaction between the cop.
Okay. Rogelio, it seems like you were one of the leaders in this team. How did you persuade or convince or organize essentially your own community to make this game?
So because the game originally was supposed to start off as making it culture-wise, everyone was on board with that. But because of the issues, we went to the police brutality route. And honestly, I can't really take majority of the credit of the game, and actually even a majority of what you see in front of you. I think a lot of our work and the credit deserves to go to our project manager and our lead programmer, which is Eric Salazar. That dude killed it. The dude was telling us be on Trello, do this, and that. So he was basically, I guess if I was the supervisor, he was my boss. Anything I did wrong or, letting me know, yo, bro, do this, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do exactly that.
Nice. Hey, Devin, you said you were the story designer? Sorry.
Yeah.
Story designer? Did you get help from your mentor?
Oh, my mentor! Oh my God, he helped me tremendously.
Did he understand the game when you explained it to him, or how did that go?
Yeah, he understood it perfectly, and then he also went to SF State as well too. So me and him, we were just we had the best time working together, and yeah, it's so many words. I really like him as mentor.
Are you gonna say his name, her name, their name?
Matthew.
All right, give a shout out to Matthew. Is there anything else y'all want to say before I dip out?
Well, yeah, I guess the only thing I want to say is that, I just talked about the project manager. The last person we did not talk about was Jonathan, our sound designer. And honestly, the reason why I think some people tell us that the game, feels like a protest is because we got to give credit to the sound. The moment you're at a protest, you just hear the Black Lives Matter, all the chanting, the noise, and it's like, okay, now I feel like I'm at a protest. So definitely, we got to give props to him and making the environment feel like, an actual protest.
All right. And sorry, I know I said that was my last question, but what do you want the player to feel or to get out of this experience?
You want to answer that question, Devin? Or do you want me to?
Well, like we just really want people to, like once you're at a protest, we want you to feel like you're at it. Like we want every single, from the sounds, from the visuals. Yeah, we just want you to experience it.
Nice. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream, and thank you for sharing.
For sure. Thank you very much.
All right. Don't walk alone. Who are you talking to when you say this? Like, don't walk alone.
I guess both men and women. In the perspective of women, like it's what we grew up hearing. Don't walk alone, or be aware of your surroundings. So we really wanted to give a voice to women in this game, but also we wanted to share the perspective of what women go through when they have to deal with catcallers, and give a better understanding of what happens and like how it's an everyday thing. So yeah.
Nice. I know I jumped right to it, but can you introduce yourselves and your role, please?
My name's Melissa. I'm the project manager and sound designer.
Nice. And press play. Let's see the game.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jessica, the lead narrative designer.
Hi, I'm Phoebe, and I am the artist and animator.
Nice. How big is your team?
There are 6 of us.
6 of y'all. And are they? Is it like how many artists do y'all got? Were you by yourself, Phoebe?
Yes, but Mel did help with some of the background art.
Nice. Shout out to Mel.
Thanks.
How much experience did you have doing this on how much experience did you have with art prior to this game?
I've been drawing mostly for all my life, but I've got in pretty serious in drawing in the past 3 or 4 years, but this was my first experience animating and I really enjoyed it.
Very cool. Jessica, do you want to speak about what type of conversations the players having?
So the conversation the player's having right now is with Nova, who is the main character's older sister. So we have Aurora, who's a young woman of color, and her mentor and her older sister in life, Nova, is explaining that the world is sometimes dangerous and that you shouldn't, walk alone, that you should be safe and figure out how best to respond if people are, really harassing you on the street.
Oh, for sure. I think this is a conversation that a lot of older siblings, parents have with their daughters because of how boo-boo this patriarchy is. How do you win or lose in the game, Melissa?
So the way you win is basically by speaking out and standing up for yourself. As you can see that on the top left of the screen is Aurora's anxiety bar. If you choose the wrong dialogue, let's say if you choose aggressive and the cat caller doesn't respond well with that, your anxiety bar goes up. And if it gets too high, that's when you lose the game.
Okay, I see. Okay. Hopefully we see you, sass some players and see what happens. Can you talk about, I'm not sure who this question is for, but how did you guys balance like a serious topic with very I don't know. Yeah, how did you guys balance this topic out?
It was definitely difficult. At first, we wanted to go for a more stealth survival game where you avoided catcallers, but that didn't seem empowering enough. It seemed like you were basically giving the power to these catcallers. So then we worked on finding a way to empower the women who play this and kind of really destroy the catcaller's ego.
Yup.
Yeah.
Catcallers. Yeah, sorry, go for it, Jessica.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember distinctly we were all on a call and Mel brought up this video that we all ended up watching of this woman who starts, verbally fighting back against catcallers, and we just really thought it was super funny and inspirational. And I think the whole conversation kind of stemmed from there of what if it could be funny and not serious, but also feel empowering at the same time.
Nice. Empowerment. What you guys spoke in the video about how this game was supposed to be stealth? What mindset made y'all change that?
I think just that we want this game to empower women. Know that even though in these situations, they are very uncomfortable, but we really want women a way to really fight back against these men who we do want to fight back against on the street, but of course that's a dangerous idea. But I think that through this game, it does give women a sense of boldness, of really to experience that ability of kind of pushing against these men who are objectifying you.
Yes. Kill this patriarchy. What do you want, Jessica? What do you want the players to... what do you want men to feel when they play this game? Yeah, like when I buy this game or download it, like what should I be feeling?
I mean, honestly, I think like a couple of things. One, we've had people say that like there are interactions that they've never really experienced firsthand before. Like they've always heard about it from their friends, their family, but to be put in that situation, to me, like that's like a new experience that people have to deal with, which I think is cool. Plus, I think a lot of the dialogue and the rhetorical combat options you have, they're just kind of funny. Like you don't need to be a specific demographic. So you could just have a good time and enjoy, sparring with people with your words, regardless of what gender you are.
You said some players never have these interactions. That's because men are privileged AF for no reason. Like honestly, just throw us away. I heard that women could like impregnate themselves without men. Like I read an article, I'm not sure if that's true or not, and like that scared me. I'm like, wow, my word is like at zero, non-existent. Did you guys have any men on your team?
No. We did not.
No, we did not.
Wow, you guys didn't have any men, and you still make this. I mean, this is your baby. This video game is your baby. Wow, congrats. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Where can we follow up on this game?
So our team has a Twitter. It's don't _ walk alone. And in there you'll also find our individual Twitters. But yeah, we post like pictures of our updates and our art or anything we've been working on for our game.
Nice, thank you. I think this concludes our interview. Is there anything else y'all want to squeeze in before I bounce?
I guess just enjoy the game and don't let anyone quiet your voice, even if you're a woman or not. Whoever you are, like you can speak out on anything wherever you're at.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and we're all noobs, so this is our first year in the Gameheads program. So shout outs to Gameheads for making remote development really easy, and I'm sure we all learned a lot. It was like a super life-changing experience for me, so thank you.
Same here.
And yeah, thank y'all for today, and enjoy the rest of the stream.
Thank you.
Yo, I want to thank you for listening to what our students have got to say. They spend a lot of work on their video games and they make games about anything and everything from how to be an ally to social justice, police brutality, dismantling toxic masculinity, about Afro Latinx culture, and more. They appreciate any support or feedback you may have for them, so make sure you go out there and play their games on itch.io. Also, I want to thank Latinx and Gaming for putting on this show, for supporting Gameheads, and for promoting diversity in the tech industry. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the stream.